Look at this woman with a creepy face. What kind of good things happened? Turns out he and his buddies managed to catch a crocodile. And it's a crocodile that lives in these waters. They are not poachers. It's the famous American swamp hunter. It's one of the most lucrative jobs in the world. It only takes 1 month of work a year. They can earn millions of dollars. And this lucrative industry has attracted many people. Because of the alligator epidemic in Louisiana, the government, in order to maintain ecological balance, the hunting season is open for a month every year. All the hunters need in the meantime is a sign. You can legally kill alligators for money. With the hunting season in its final stages, one by one, the hunters began to sprint. Troy and Kimchi at this time. The Trojans still have 150 labels to fill out. The two also returned to the tried and tested waters. I hope you can fill in more labels here. Soon they came to the trap they had laid out. The pickle discovery was a little unusual. After freeing the rope, the trap turned out to be empty, and he straightened the hook. It's a hook for catching great white sharks. Kimchi named the crocodile Jaws for this. And on the other side, the Willis. After a succession of low-tide injuries, the two labels have fallen badly behind. And now the alligator season is ending. So the two men went to a reliable body of water. And he set a goal. That means catching 25 crocodiles today. This is little Willie seeing a bubble. He immediately threw the triangle hook and hit it directly. After pulling it out of the water, this crocodile seems very unconvinced, constantly tapping the boat with his head. But it doesn't help, does it? Kept getting pulled out of the water by little Willie. Gave Willie a lot of good opportunities. I just got killed by it. And that's how the Willis filled the first tag of the day. But there are still 24 crocodiles to fill out. But that's a lot of Crocodile Willie's boat support. Can't carry that many crocodiles. For this, Willie also called his little son to help him load the crocodile. And Bruce on the other side. He has repaired his own ship. But he has one last day of service for Troy. So he has to be there before sunset. Fill in the last 10 labels. Soon Bruce was back in front of his old trap. Start pulling the rope as soon as you get close. After closing the crocodile's mouth, Bruce just pulls the gator into the boat. And this alligator is the start of a great day. Meanwhile, Pork Chops and Laron, labels are no longer stressful. So the two of them need to find one. The crocodile that's always giving them trouble. 2 people even for this crocodile. They call it Whiskers. And there's a different kind of bait. It's a Louisiana blue catfish. Soon they reach the trap. Watch this very active fish. Pork Chop just pulled the rope back. The crocodile starts sprinting in reverse. The two men looked at the crocodile, very happy. Apparently this crocodile is not small in size. But it was not the beard the men were looking for. After inserting the alligator tag, the two men proceeded to proceed. Ashley and Anna on the other side, ready to catch the biggest gator of the season. Ashley even devoted a lot of time to it. Got a lot of local crocodile hunters. Ask about the crocodile's usual location. It also gave Ashley a lot of information. But it was not enough. I even found Troy for questioning. After I got the message, the two set up decoys directly in the water. Ashley then spotted what looked like 2 crocodiles in front of her. And they're not small. So Ashley pulls out the blitzer. I'm speechless. Ashley shot me. More than my beloved Dawn. That's how they lost the giant crocodile. It also lost the capital to show off in front of peers. Anna then had an idea. We're going to use 2 big chicken legs as bait. And 20 miles away, Troy and Kimchi. To catch a crocodile named Jaws. Troy decides to use shark hook number 3. After half an hour's walk, the two men again came to a trap. Kimchi is immediately excited to hook the rope. And this crocodile is not small. But when it came to pulling the crocodile into the boat, turns out it's not very large. This was a disappointment for Kimchi. But this crocodile is still 8 feet tall. You can still fill in a label. After rearranging the bait, the two men search for the great white shark again. And on the other side, the Willis. The two have caught only 2 crocodiles so far. This was very frustrating for both men. And they are afraid of this phenomenon. Afraid if you don't finish the label this year. Next year, labels will most likely not be available. Then little Willie suddenly threw his triangle hook. And he managed to hook it in. The look in their eyes is really good. Just delivered the crocodile to God. Willie's little son came to the boat. After pulling a crocodile about a foot into the boat. Proved the wisdom of taking a second boat. But Willie still needs to catch 2 dozen crocodiles. Then the two men hit the road again to catch crocodiles. And Bruce on the other side. After catching a few crocodiles, he even went after the gators for Troy. Made a simple trap. It's just hanging catfish from old water bottles. Throw it on the water to trap crocodiles. After walking for a while, spotted a beautiful crocodile up ahead. As soon as he got close, Bruce just hooked the rope and started pulling with the crocodile. After pulling the crocodile into the boat, suddenly catching a crocodile feels easy. I'm really speechless. I didn't realize that catching alligators in front of an expert was stress-free. Made me think I could do it too. And on the other side, Laurent and Pork Chops, still looking for the beard. But the trap was empty. This made both of them worried. But the good news is the other trap is in stock. After the Pork Chop pulls up the rope, the two became very angry because this trap is also empty, and the rope was ripped off by a crocodile. This also led them to believe that it was made by the beard. Although this opportunity is lost, but it also proves that catfish can be useful. After rearranging the catfish, the two men moved on to their next target. At the same time, Ashley and Anna, still on the trail of that giant crocodile. Ashley set up extra circuits just for that. Soon they noticed movement in the trap ahead of them. As she gets closer, Anna and the crocodile engage. But this crocodile is powerful. I can't believe we've had our ups and downs with Anna. Look at this one as if it had this 10-foot alligator. Both men were very excited, even if it wasn't the alligator. But the crocodile was also a favorite of both men. And on the other side, there's Troy and Kimchi, also looking for today's goal. Although I wish this trap was a great white shark. After the rope is hooked out, turns out it was a great white shark. But now all that's left is the empty hook, and the top barb is broken. But now the two are very excited, because that means a great white shark is probably around. So the two set up a new trap. It also upgraded the hook to 2, in case the great white breaks the hook again. After reattaching the chicken leg to the tree, the two set off to the next place to set the trap. Meanwhile, the Willis. Only 8 crocodiles have been caught so far. Then little Willie noticed something on the surface. As soon as I was sure, I threw the triangle hook. Too bad I didn't get it the first time, not even a second or a third time. This made little Willie feel very wrong. I think there might be something wrong with the hook. So Willie repolished the hook. It was polished and handed back to little Willie. Let's hope Willie makes it this time. After determining the location, little Willie immediately threw the triangle hook. But this time it worked. Looking at a crocodile this big, just to make Willie happy and incoherent. And this crocodile gets on board. Also let the 2 of the label in one less. But it's not any less stressful. And on the other side, Laurent and Pork Chops. We've caught a lot of crocodiles, but still no whiskers. Although the alligator hunt went well. But it wasn't what the pair had hoped for, because so far no whiskers have been caught. That's when Laurent sees something ahead. The Pork Chop pulls straight out of the water when it gets close. Look at this crocodile, which is not very big. 2 people are a sigh of emotion. I didn't know this crocodile was that strong. After pulling the crocodile into the boat, Laurent noticed a break in the alligator's tail. But fortunately, not many of them. And Bruce on the other side, 6 crocodiles have been caught. And there's still a few lines left to look at. And a couple of extra traps at the beginning. I soon noticed the difference. As soon as he gets close, Bruce starts hooking the rope. But after you pull it out, turns out it's a Louisiana blue catfish. This left Bruce speechless. We'll have to eat it for dinner. Meanwhile, Troy and Kimchi on the other side, still searching for signs of the great white shark. But this crocodile is smart, constantly eating out of Troy's pocket. That's when Troy saw the trap was loaded. And this crocodile is very active. Kimchi is pulling the alligator up. It's very difficult to find out. Look at this really big crocodile. The two happily thought it was a great white shark. Look at this 13-foot alligator. Just broke both records for the year. At the same time, Ashley and Anna, still looking for that mysterious crocodile. That's when Anna spotted the wave ahead. But once again, the crocodile was nowhere to be seen on approach. They immediately decided to wait here. You don't stop until you catch it. And Bruce on the other side. There's only one label left to fill in. Soon Bruce reached the trap. As you get closer, you start pulling and pulling. After tying the rope to the crocodile, I started winching it to the boat. Look at this 10-foot alligator. Makes Bruce feel really good, especially since it's the last day. We can end it with this alligator. After inserting the label, Bruce went straight back. But here at Wiley and his son, both men are still far behind schedule. Only 11 crocodiles have been caught so far, but there's only an hour left to hunt. This makes the two people very anxious, worried about not finishing the season's tag. Then Willie noticed something was happening next to him. Little Willie immediately threw the hook. One slow pull and hit. Just pull it right up to the boat. Look at the 12-foot alligator in front of you. It takes a lot of effort to pull it to the boat. Suddenly, little Willie saw a crocodile again. Willie quickly sailed over. When you get close, throw the hook out and hit the crocodile again. But when he pulled, he almost pulled little Willie off the boat. But the good news is little Willie is not small. Instead, they pulled it into the air. Just let Willie take a chance. Even though they caught 2 crocodiles in a row. But we're still behind schedule. There are still a lot of labels to fill out. But still 2 crocodiles this big. It's still very pleasant. And Ashley and Anna on the other side. We caught a lot of crocodiles. I also decided to go to the waters where I first saw the mysterious crocodile. Catch the mysterious crocodile. That's when Ashley realizes the trap ahead is loaded and constantly trying to get out of the trap. But when he gets close, he dives back into the water. Let Anna struggle to pull it back out of the water. After pulling the crocodile out of the water, look at this giant alligator right in front of you. Two people are taking out the milk strength. Didn't even pull it on board. So Anna jumped into the water. Underneath, lift the alligator's lower body. When we get the crocodile up a little bit, Anna went back to the boat to pull again. After pulling the crocodile into the boat, Ashley had a very strange look on her face. After inserting the label, they called it a day. Can be Laren and pork chops on the other side. There's only one line left. They still have no trace of a beard. Soon they reach the last trap. When you get close, the pork chop starts pulling. Look at this giant alligator right in front of you. They knew immediately that it was a beard. After pulling the crocodile into the boat, their hearts swelled with pride. And on the other side of the buyer's land, Bruce delivered the last of the crocodiles and successfully completed the Trojan Commission label. After delivering the crocodile, Bruce brings Troy and Pickles, went to his home, and cooked fried catfish for two. Well, that's all for this program. Give it a thumbs up, and let's look forward to the next episode. This is the wild fishing ceiling. The man just threw the hook lightly. You can pull up a dinosaur, and you won't get hurt. This is America's famous swamp hunter. Because of the alligator epidemic in Louisiana, the government, in order to maintain ecological balance, the hunting season is open for a month every year. All the hunters need in the meantime is a sign. You can legally kill alligators for money. As the alligator season reaches its final 3 days, sudden cold wind, it makes the crocodiles go into hiding, and it made one team change its strategy to fill in the tag of being far behind. When the noon sun slowly sets, Ashley and Anna now have 12 tags left, the original plan of the two. It was also changed by a cold snap. This makes both men look at empty lines all day. There were even chicken legs blown into the water, and there's nothing to bite, because crocodiles are cold-blooded animals, sensitive to ambient temperature. When the temperature drops, they go into hibernation. They don't eat or exercise. This makes it impossible for the two to fill out their labels. The two walked a distance without energy. Anna found out the trap was in stock. But when you pull the rope, it doesn't feel like this crocodile is heavy. Look at this dead crocodile. It's called a thrill between two people. Today is the day we finally get a crocodile on board. You can also fill in the previous tab. But there are only a few hours left in the hunt today. And Daniel and Dorian on the other side also spent the day on the water, even though they still have 20 labels to fill. But they both had better luck. We caught a few crocodiles so far, but the cold wind is still taking its toll. Both of them ended up with empty traps. This makes Daniel worried. So I decided that while the sun was still shining, fill tags as much as possible in open water. Soon they saw something ahead of them. On closer inspection, it turned out to be a crocodile. So Daniel quickly sailed closer. Once we've located the crocodile, Daniel cast out the line and successfully hit it. Fortunately, the crocodile finally broke free. Or this old Dan might have to. Despise the cold wind this time. And on the other side, Zach and Joey. I ran 40 routes today. Although both have been working hard, but the weather turns. It was a blow to both of them. As a result, both men have yet to catch a crocodile. But God doesn't want their Air Force. Let them go to the last trap. Saw a crocodile walking. Zach saw this and immediately threw out the line and hooked this one after a walking crocodile. Zach had a creepy smile on his face. Look at this naughty crocodile. Two people that is a happy thanks to Zach's skills. The two finally had a 0 to 1 breakthrough. But time is still running out. Both men must act quickly. At the same time, little Willie, on a solo crocodile hunt. There were 30 labels left in the house. So Willie took a measure. That's to split the boat with little Willie to catch the gators. And made little Willie a captain. It's a risky plan. Success will save the season. If it fails, it will affect next season. It also made little Willie, a first-time captain, nervous. He has to fill out 15 labels in a few days to show Willie what he can do. But in this cold snap is the time. It was very bad for little Willie. That's little Willie seeing a crocodile ahead of him. He quickly raised his gun and aimed. If you hadn't hit your second serve, or I think you should go back to Willie. After hanging the rope from the crocodile, Williams took advantage of her new glove hands. One force pulls the crocodile halfway into the boat. After pulling the whole body into the boat, little Willie was too tired to be on camera. And Willie on the other side. And they're killing crocodiles all the time. But only 2 have been caught so far. It made Willie feel miserable. And I hope little Willie gets better. But he had it worse than you. He's only caught 1 alligator so far. It's a lot worse than you, Willie. In Willie's original plan, should catch a lot of crocodiles today. For this purpose, the youngest son, Langdon, once again followed. But the sudden cold wind It didn't seem to make any difference to Landon. Then Willie found a treasure, quickly picked up the triangle hook and threw it out. He just caught the baby and pulled it over the side of the boat. Langdon wanted to feel a little involved. At once they came to Willie's side and pulled the crocodile into his boat. This 9-foot crocodile gets on board, which brings Willie one step closer to filling out the tag. And Ashley and Anna on the other side, after running all the routes. But there are 9 more labels to fill. Just put an end to any hope that they could finish today. Just looking at dangling chicken legs. And the gust of wind is nothing to do. We just have to wrap up the day. But then they found hope. There are claw marks left by this crocodile crawling on the shore. Then the 2 men stopped the boat and went ashore to look. After determining where the crocodile was headed, the 2 followed the trail to an uncharted area of water. Looking at what looks like crocodile heaven, they both decided to hunt here. And on the other side, Zach and Joey, and began the journey back. That's when Zach spots a crocodile again. So Joey sailed closer. After a little quiet walking, Zach throws out the line right away. That's right. Once again, Zach lost an alligator. So do not give up the 2 people. I looked at the traps again. Too bad the results didn't change. Just big chicken legs as always. Had to go home now. Not long after, Joey and Zach meet with Daniel and figured out how to fight the cold wind. For this mysterious place, Daniel is really on guard, but being so defensive. And now everyone knows. Soon the night passed quietly. Since yesterday, Little Willie. It took all day to catch only 2 crocodiles. So Little Willie decided to go to this new body of water to try to fill in the remaining 13 tabs and prove to Willie what he can do. After hanging the last trap, Little Willie went back to being the first. Just arrived and found it in stock. Little Willie approached and pulled the alligator straight out of the water. Looking at such an active crocodile, Little Willie quickly picked up his gun. Then he started fighting the crocodile again. Soon Little Willie found his chance. Look at this 10-foot alligator. All of a sudden, my confidence soared. I also believe that I can complete the rest of the label. And Anna and Ashley on the other side. After the discovery of a river yesterday, Ashley spent the night looking for the estuary to enter and set up traps there. Soon the 2 spent 2 hours together. Re-entered the water. Find the first trap. There's a big fish on the hook. But Anna suddenly noticed that the crocodile had run onto land again. Ashley just got off the boat and shot him. So the 2 men pulled the crocodile back into the water while pulling the crocodile into the boat, which means they're down to 8 labels. And Willie on the other side. We only need to catch 10 crocodiles today to combat the effects of cold winds. For this reason, Willie heads to new waters, and he brought Langdon with him again. Soon Willie found a crocodile. As soon as he got close, he threw the triangle hook. You can pull it back, but it got away with it. But Willie's second throw was just in time. Didn't let it get away. Instead, Willie pulled him back to the boat, and he just gave it an American-y. Langdon saw this and sailed closer. Together, they pulled the crocodile into the boat, even though this alligator is 11 feet long. But it also wasted a lot of Willie's time. And Daniel and Dorian on the other side. The goal for today is to fill out the remaining 13 labels. And they're new to these warm waters. Just saw some crocodiles on the water. It wasn't long before the 2 found out. There was a crocodile in the trap that was set up yesterday. Dorian moved closer and pulled on the rope. Turns out this crocodile is not small. Can be pulled out of the water. I didn't know there were 2 crocodiles up there. This is a rare double fish. And 1 crocodile is dead, greatly alleviating the pressure of 2 arrests. Dorian saw right on time and went straight to his soul. So they began to unshackle the alligator. Then one by one we pulled them into the boat. Look at these 2 crocodiles. Daniel knows these waters. Well on track to accomplish today's goals. Joey and Zach at the same time, after entering this water, went in the opposite direction from Daniel. And the waters lived up to both men's expectations. Upon arrival, we saw a large number of crocodiles. Soon they reached the first trap, but it was as if the crocodile had died. You can poke the gun at Zach. Look at the big boy. The 2 excitedly pulled the crocodile onto the boat. Although this crocodile drinks a lot of water, but he was pulled into the boat by 2 people. After inserting the label, the 2 men moved on to the next goal. But Little Willie on the other side. His confidence grew stronger and stronger. And it's all because there are a lot of crocodiles on board. And now there are only 4 labels left, and felt fast hunting alone. But the success did not last. Little Willie had 3 empty traps in a row. This left Little Willie a little speechless. Good thing the 4th trap is in stock. Didn't keep him from playing with crocodiles. But after lifting the rope out of the water, turns out it's an empty hook too. Just emptier than the others. Little Willie just rearranged the drumstick trap. At the same time, Anna and Ashley. Things are going very well for the 2 of them. And there's only 1 label left. I really didn't expect 2 people. Probably the first to finish the season. But as they head for the final trap, The crocodile was found to be very active, and probably something huge. Soon Anna was able to pull the crocodile to the surface. But this crocodile seems to really like eating feet, constantly trying to hit both feet. But it also leaves the head completely exposed to the air. It went straight to Ashley. Look at this giant alligator. They first pulled his head over the side of the boat, and then bit by bit, we move it onto the boat. And this crocodile gets on board. The two can also declare the end of the season. Insert the last tab. Officially marks the end of the season for both. And Willie on the other side. And these waters are very fruitful. I have the last label left to fill in. Then Willie had an idea. To catch the last giant crocodile of the season. Soon Willie found a big pile of bubbles. And I'm sure there's a giant crocodile lurking down here. Sure enough, after pulling it to the surface, that big tail, it's a pretty good proof of Willie's theory. And this giant alligator is doing just fine. Willie set a goal for himself, although the process is a little difficult, but in the end it was a success. Assuming, of course, that little Willie is done filling in the tags. Landon just put the tag on. The two began their return journey. And Daniel and Dorian on the other side. There's only 2 lines left to check, and hopefully one of these will fill the label. Soon they reach the first trap. When Dorian pulls the rope out, Daniel had nothing but disappointment. It also made him worry. I will not be able to complete the label filling today. But the good news is there's always a way out. At the last trap, there's still a very active crocodile, and that activity shows up on the surface. After pulling this crocodile with blood on its head into the boat, Daniel and Dorian's season is over. After Dorian put the tag on the alligator's tail, it also marks the end of work for the year. And little Willie on the other side. After all the ups and downs, there's only one label left. But since there is no course to run, little Willie Jedi hunts crocodiles in the open water. After half an hour of searching, a crocodile has finally been spotted. He immediately raised his aim, directed his face shooting. The boat was still running, but the bullet hit. So little Willie got out of the boat, and then just throw the crocodile on the boat, and put that already prepared label, stuck in the tail of a crocodile. Joey and Zach at the same time, also working on completing direct labels. There's only one left though, but in the space of an hour, they just didn't catch a crocodile, and made the same decision as little Willie. Soon the 2 men saw their target. So after Joey brought the boat closer, Zach throws out the line right away. After a successful hook, Zach pulled out all the stops, is to pull this crocodile into the boat. Joey couldn't sit still. Together, they pulled the monster over, even though the crocodile was threatening both men. But it also gave Zach an opportunity. After sending the crocodile to God, Zach broke into a big laugh. After pulling the crocodile out of the water, the 2 of us are happy together. After inserting the label, the pair completed their goals for the season. And Anna and Ashley on the other side. After unloading his last boat of crocodiles, Ronnie found Ashley instead. It turns out Ronnie had 25 tags left to finish, trying to get Ashley's help. Ashley readily agreed. And Joey on the other side, to celebrate the end of another season, made a famous specialty dish, crocodile stew. This dish looks very good. Let the people eat with relish. Well, that's all for this program. Give it a thumbs up, and let's look forward to the next episode.